Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are today. I'm out walking my dog at the moment and I'm looking for some pictures to take. So this is what I often do when I'm taking my daily exercise, is just take the camera with me and the bloody dog as well, and I try and find some pictures that I can take. So not looking for anything in particular, not looking for colour, shape, texture or anything like that really, just really out walking the dog. You want to see the dog? Let me just flip him around. So man, people want to see you. So where's my dog gone? Lost my dog. There he is. Here's my dog. It's me and my dog. Just out and about with my camera and looking for some pictures to take. So I could be looking for leading lines, looking for texture, repeating elements. Stand man, this way. Just wanders off all over the place. Bloody dog. Here, there and everywhere. So yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment. Is just looking for anything of interest to see what we can do. So as soon as I got some pictures, I'll get back to you and I'll show them on the old computer screen. So man, let's go this way. Make sure we're safe. Across the road and off we go. So see you in a bit and see what we can get today. Thanks very much. Right, just got back from my little walk with Stairman the dog, and I'm going to have a look at my pictures to see what I got, what I like, what I don't like, how they've turned out, and so on. I was using the Fuji X100F today, which has just got a fixed 35mm lens on it. I like the camera because it's small and it's compact and it doesn't intrude too much, you know, with the environment and such like that. I can quite easily take pictures whilst holding it one-handed with the dog and everything else, and so it works out to be all right. People don't really notice you as much as well. It's about the same size as the Sony cameras, so yeah, I really like working with it. It's a nice camera. So I'm gonna have a look now to see what I've got, what I can use, if anything, because you never know, do you? Might be all rubbish. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit when I start showing you the images. Ta-ra for now. Okay, these are the pictures that I took earlier on in the day. I've only just done a quick editing to them, but these are the ones I took. I haven't got anything like I'm not saying they're for negative space or for color or leading lines or anything. I'm just looking at these images and just thinking to myself, which can they be for? And I've selected I think it's about 13 or 14 images, and I'm just quickly looking at them, and it kind of comes to me that I'm either looking up in the world or I'm looking down in the world. I don't seem to look straight on very much from these images. But I saw this sign here, which is at the end of the road, and I really liked the way that the white and the red was against the blue of the sky, you know, so that really did stand out really well for me, and I was really interested in the colours and the shape and the format. So I just got to let the cat in, banging on the door. So there we go. Yeah, I was really interested in the shape and the colours and the format of the image. So I like the leading line, which is coming in from this direction, but also you got then a shape with the image. So let me, yeah. So I like our leading line, what's coming in, and we've also got, you know, a very nice strong shape with the sign, and we've also got some really, you know, beautiful color going on here, and with the sign and the white as well. So yeah, so that's so we could have leading line, we could have color, we could have shape. So there's a few things there, isn't there, really, that we could look at on that one. On this next one here, I was really interested in the texture which is on the tree, and the way that the light was catching it. And one of the things that I always tell students don't do when it comes to sort of like taking a textured image is actually to photograph trees. And there you go, I'm photographing a tree. But I like the way that the light was coming across in this particular direction, and then it's showing all the nooks and crannies and bumps and lumps of the tree. But I just didn't want to concentrate on the tree. I was looking at this tree. I was looking at this tree and thinking how to photograph it. Then obviously I've got this path coming down here, and I wanted something going on in this area as well. So I had people just walking along, like I've got here. Also had runners at some stage as well going in that direction. But I like the fact that we've got I think she was a lady. I think it was a lady in the mobility scooter walking, and I think it's their carer which is coming along with them. So I really like the balance between the picture going on and what's happening here. So it's kind of like, you know, just didn't want to have the texture of the tree. I wanted to show something else going on around it. But the thing what annoys me the most is the white car in the background, because, you know, the highlights are just being thrown off of it. So if I could possibly do that picture again, I would do it, and I would not have that car there, because it just really is annoying me. Yeah. Then I saw this one as well. Again, I've got several things going on in this picture. You know, got the color here as well. So there's lots of color going on, and I've also got a leading line with the branch coming in. And when I was looking at this one, I was thinking to myself, should I get rid of all of this here? And I don't think it's too bad. I actually, you know, think it adds to the picture, all of these branches coming in to the frame and stuff. I think somebody else might disagree. They might say, well, it's a bit messy, a bit cluttered. But I think because it's just at that edge there, and it's quite a way into the picture, I think it's not so much of an issue for me personally. I mean, if I wanted to, I could just crop, you know, here, have that part for my image. But I kind of like what's happening here as well. For me, it's adding, you know, interest to the image. So for me, I would keep that bit in. This one here. Sorry, I'm taking a sip of my tea there. This one here, I noticed the shadows from the tree, and I really was I like the shadows and how it's spreading out all over the image. You know, you've got the black, and then the really bright grass, the green coming in, and there was really some really low, strong lighting coming across. So, you know, I was really trying to capture that. But the problem I had was this is me here, was I was trying to hide in the shadow of the tree, because I didn't want my shadow over like here, or my shadow here. I wanted to have just, for you to concentrate on these two big shadows here. So I tried to tuck myself in as best as I... What's happened there? It's crashed on me. It's not very good, is it, eh? Let's see if we can start again. So just go. I don't want that. Sorry about this. It's just seems to have crashed. Right, so let's get back to where we was. Right, sorry about that. There's a bit of a crash happened there. I don't know why. Yeah, so I was trying to hide myself in the tree, and I think I've done quite well. I think if somebody didn't know, then if I didn't tell somebody, then I think that would be fine. This one here again, what caught my eye about this one was the texture of the pole against the blue sky. So I really liked this strong texture against just that blue background, and I like all the lines coming in from it. So I think this is quite a strong leading line one. So you've got lines coming in and coming down to there. So yeah, I think that's a really strong leading line, and that one simple but effective, but I like it. So again, like I say, I'm either looking down or looking up. I hardly ever, I suppose, look in front of me, but I just think, sometimes when people just throw away, rubbish and stuff like that, I just find it interesting what they've thrown away, and they don't realise, what damage they're doing to the world by just discarding their rubbish when just a few feet down the road is a litter bin that you can actually use. But I just like the shape of of the bottle here going on, and the actual colours. I was quite interested in the colours as well, and I thought that the yellows worked quite well with the greens, so that's why I was interested in that one. What first caught my eye about this one was the strong shadows coming across. So I think you could actually look at this one bit as being sort of like a pattern being created from the railings. But then I quite like the what I think and I hope is some kind of spilt milk going on the floor. So I thought that was quite interesting, was another pattern within the image. So not only have you got the railings being cut, the shadows being cast by the railings, but there's also this pattern of the whites, which I'm hoping is milk, and then the blackness of the shadows, so they're contrasting against one another. So that's what I found interesting in that one. This one here, I saw this and I thought that it would work for being a communication image. It was saying that only travel for essential journeys, but unfortunately I couldn't get it wasn't, this message here wasn't all coming up in that box at the same time. I'd either get travel for essential journeys or only travel for essential. So that was the problem there. So if I could have done it again, then I hopefully would hope that would be all in one message. And I like the fact here that I didn't get a strong blue sky around it. I quite like the black and almost this tinge of bluey white working together. If I could do it again, obviously I would want to have more space underneath here, but I like shooting. I shoot most of my time like 16:9 format, so that does cause me problems sometimes with the way that I have my images cropped, so just would like a little bit more room underneath here, but I thought this one would work as a communication image. So I wasn't really shooting these images for the purpose of saying that is you know, communication image, or it was a leading lines or color or anything like that. I was just, it was on, like I say, it was on my my walk that I do every day with my dog, and I like to take my camera with me, and I was just actually, you know, just shooting as I was going around just to see what images were about when I was taking that exercise. So just to highlight to you the fact that, you know we're in lockdown at the moment, but you could actually, you know, if you're taking your daily exercise, there's nothing stopping you from taking your camera along and just having a pop at images. So yeah. This one here, I kind of like go against my own grain that I set for myself. It's not that I don't like these kind of images. I think that, you know, you can either do a flare image really well, or you do a flare image really badly. So, you know, it's not something I usually do, but I happen to see, you know, these blossoms growing on the side of the tree and stuff like that. So I was going to photograph them, and I noticed that obviously the light was, oh, doing it wrong there. The light, you know, the sunlight was quite strong. So I was messing about, just, you know, poking backwards and forwards to see how much of a flare I could get. If I came round more this way, then I wasn't getting the sun there, and these, I could expose these really well. But I just wanted to see what it was like, you know, to actually do it with the sun flare in it. I think it's one of those images, you like it or you don't like it kind of thing. And I'm not saying that for you not to do flare images as such like that, but I just think sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You just have to be, you know, a bit careful with it. For me, I quite like this one. I would like to get the exposure a little bit better in these areas here, but, you know, if I start pushing it too much, then I'm going to start damaging the detail within this area. So that's why I just kind of like held back on it slightly. This one I like again, and I saw these COVID-19 signs. They're all around the area where I live, and again, I just like the fact that we got the yellows and the blue going on, and the red. So, you know, quite a strong color image, as well as being a leading line. So that works really well, and I like it. It's a good one for me. Yeah. This one is because I'm a very strong documentary photographer. That's what I was in a previous life as a documentary photographer. So this one is for me is slightly cluttered in its composition, but I think it tells a strong story with the park being the children's park, being, you know, not being allowed to have access to the children's park with the red and white stripes going across it. But, you know, you've got the red and white, you've got the yellow, you've got the greens, and it's like a very strong colour image. But it was just because of the camera I was using, I couldn't really work out how I wanted the composition really to be. So I've taken this image, and it's not my favourite image, but it tells a story. It fits the, you know, the agenda of that. So if you was to, like, say, doing the MSc, for example, these would be similar shots that you would be taking for your MSc to tell actual stories. You know, not all images should be award-winning images, but they should be there to fulfill, you know, a story, create a story. And this is what we do when we're getting you to do the shape and the texture and the leading lines and color and stuff like that. These are basic elements that we're helping you to form, so that you can then be able to tell stories with it. This one, what caught my eye with this one was the actual clouds here, and it's almost like as if they're trying to score, you know, a basket. That's what I liked about it anyway. So this one was walking along, and it was the sadness of the bench really what caught my eye, within, you know, the grass, the green grass, and then the brown of the bushes. You know, so you know, life is starting to come back in some way, and it just seemed a bit sad that all this leaf was all brown and so on. And I like the fact that you could see where people have sat, you know, with the damage done to the grass, and but the fence, sorry, not the fence, the bush framing the bench and the grass framing it. So this would be my framing shot if I was putting any kind of category into that one. And then that leads to my last one, just walking alongside the blackbird, just dead. Nothing more could be said, it's dead. You know, but it was the texture of the path, and then the smoothness of the bird, and so on, and just that little bit of colour in the beak. So I really liked the composition. It's sad that the bird has died, but you know, you take advantage of every situation really at the end of the day as photographers, and that's what I've done here. So those are just, like I say earlier on, the some of the pictures that I took whilst I was out just walking with me dog Stairman, and had my camera with me. So hopefully that's some kind of help. Like I say, I wasn't putting any sort of like title theme onto any of them. I was just actually taking pictures and then seeing what I could come up with. So thank you very much with that one.